So today we're going to do a completely seated exercise and we're going to focus on strengthening our core. So you're going to grab a good sturdy chair and have a seat. Your feet are flat on the ground in front of you, and then you're reaching up through the crown of your head nice and tall. Belly button squeezes in toward the spine a little bit and hip flexors are relaxed. Take your palms right on top of your thighs. And then we'll start by just getting some spinal mobility and then working some heat into our core by navigating our breath right into the middle of our body. So as you inhale, arch your chest forward. You'll feel a nice curve in the back. Relax your shoulders down. Collarbones go up towards the sky. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale out through your mouth, you're going to round through your spine. So your belly button is going to tuck in. Your shoulders are going to come forward, and you can even take your chin towards your chest. So we'll move through that a few more times. So inhale through your nose and arch forward. Shoulders down and back. Chest open. Exhale out through your mouth, round through your spine. Inhale. Arch forward. Exhale, try to blow out all the air. One more like that. Inhale, stretch that chest forward and up. Big exhale, round. Keep squeezing that belly button in. And then stand up nice and tall. And we'll get started. All right, so for this first exercise, we're just going to do knee raises. So options here are you can have your hands up. Remember, you're sitting up nice and tall, belly button squeezes toward the spine, shoulders relax, and then you just raise one knee and then the other, keeping that 90-degree bend. Continue to be really long through your torso and place your foot down nice and soft. If you want a little bit of assistance, you can take your hand underneath the thigh. Just make sure you're staying nice and proud through that torso. And then you can have your hands anywhere in between, wherever feels good. Good. Feel your core engage as that thigh comes closer to the rib cage. Try to think about keeping your pelvis completely still here, so we're not rocking and wiggling around. It's a controlled lift. One more each direction. And then set your feet flat on the ground. Sit up nice and tall, and then take your hands on top of your shoulders, and then draw your shoulders back a little bit and relax your elbows down. Squeeze that belly button toward the spine, and then you're going to think about your left elbow coming down towards the left side of the chair and then back up to the top. And then you take it over and to the top. Okay. So this is a side crunch here. And your hands are on your shoulders to ensure that you're not crawling your shoulders up towards your ears. The movement is coming through the sides of the waist. So on that left side, the bottom rib is coming towards the hip. And then on the right side, there's a really nice extension. And your belly button continues to squeeze in towards your spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. 3, 2, last one. Good. Now we're going to go back to that knee raise. So hands where you want them, they can be under to help you. This time, we're going to go left, right, and stay there, just like we did the first round. Or you can do one, the other, double. Good. So I like to take my collarbones a little bit forward, keeping that spine nice and long for that one. And then you might even want to place your hands down onto the chair, outside of your legs. Let's try it again. Left, right, you can push down into those palms. Squeeze that belly button really tight as you lift both thighs in towards your chest. Double. Good, you'll really feel the core work there. And give it a big exhale on that double lift. Again, this is only an option. You can stay with the alternating knee lift if you'd like. Good. Avoid the hunch. We want that pretty posture. Good. And as you lift, you're going to control the lift because it's going to take your strength to get those legs up. But I want you to control just as much on the lower down. So we're just not flopping the feet back down. One last double. Relax. Okay, and let's go to a side crunch on the other side. Plant your booty down. Crown of the head reaches you up. Belly button toward the spine. Hands on top of the shoulders. Shoulders down and back. And now we're going to go to the right. To the top. Continue to think about lengthening through the sides of your waist. Let's inhale over, exhale to the top. So you want to think about your shoulders staying stacked right on top of your hips throughout this entire movement. So if there was a pane of glass in front of you and a pane of glass behind you, you wouldn't be touching either one. So you're not taking it forward, you're not taking it back, just side to side. Or in this case, side back to the top. Let's do 3 more. Inhale over, exhale up. That was our last one. Relax your hands down. All right, now take both feet over to one side of your chair so you're sitting sideways. We'll just do a quick little recovery here. And then the leg that's closest to me, the toes are going to be facing the same direction. And you're going to take that foot towards the opposite side of the chair. Plant your toes down. Press your hip bones down into the chair and then press back through that heel. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of the hip. And just breathe here. And then bring that back foot around to meet the front and both feet over to the other side. And then leg closest to me, same thing. All 10 toes face the same direction. Bend in that knee, press through that heel, drop your hips into the chair, proud through your chest. Good. Remember, we want to feel the stretch right here in that hip flexor. All right, and then bring both feet back to the front of your chair. Take your hands back to your shoulders. Open chest, shoulders down, elbows down. Plant your booty down. Lift up through the crown of your head, belly button toward the spine. Now let's alternate the side crunch. So it helps me to take my feet a little wider here. And we're just going to go over to the left, to the top, right, top. Left, top, to the right, top. Remember, your fingertips are right here on your shoulders to make sure that you're not crawling your shoulders up towards your ears. And remember that pane of glass in front and the pane of glass behind. Inhale over, exhale to the top. Same thing. Long through the sides of your waist. One more each direction, and then we'll change up the movement a little bit. So you're going to keep your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and they're planted down on the ground. And this time I want you to take your hands out, palms up. Your upper arms can be really close to your torso, or if you want a little bit more work for your shoulders, then you take your fingertips further away and lengthen that distance between your upper arms and your torso. Open through the chest, relax the shoulders down, belly button toward the spine. Now this time you're going to think about being really heavy through the bottom side of your body, because we're going to think about lengthening the rib cage away from that same hip and then come back up to the top. And then lean all the way over to the other side and then back up to the top. So you're in quicksand from about here down to your feet. We're not moving except through the sides of the waist. Lengthen to the top. Lengthen to the top. So that opposite hip is going to want to follow you over. Press it back down. Make that work come through the core. Inhale over, exhale up. Inhale over, exhale up. Good. Remember those panes of glass in front and in the back? This is a side-to-side movement. Do you feel it in the sides of the waist, right around here? I sure do. One more each direction. Bring your hands down by your sides and roll through those shoulders. Depending on how far you wanted to lengthen those arms, that might have been some good work for the shoulders. All right, so this time, you're going to move your booty forward on the chair. And then you're going to take your hands behind you just a little bit. We're not leaning all the way back into our hands. We're just creating some more stability by having our hands behind our hips. Relax your shoulders down. Chest is proud. Belly button squeezes toward the spine. Now together, I want you to take your feet out in front of you and flex your toes. That means your toes come back towards your shins. So your legs should be somewhere near straight, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then you're going to pick up your legs however far you can from the ground. Point your toes, that means your toes point away from your shins, and then almost tuck it underneath the chair and touch the tops of your toes down. So throughout this entire movement, you want your torso to stay still, lengthening up, core tight. So extend out in front of you, and then touch back behind. Good. Extend, exhale, touch those toes down. Good. Inhale, heels touch. Exhale, toes touch. Now bring your awareness to your core. Feel how it's creating that movement. You'll feel this in the tops of your legs as well. Exhale in. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, toes under. Inhale, extend. Exhale, toes under. All right, now scoot back on your chair a little bit. Feet a little bit wider than hip width. Take your hands back out. Palms up. Remember, as your elbows as close to your torso as you'd like them to be. Relax your shoulders down. Squeeze that core. Press the booty down. Now we're going to do 5 extensions each way. So we already did this one each way. We're going to go 5 to the top, 4, 3, 2, 1, other side. Bottom rib goes away from the hip. 4, exhale up. 3, 2, hips are still. 1, back to your left. 5, 4, bring your elbows in if you need to. 2 more. Last one, other side. 5, core squeezes in tight. 3, 2, 1. Let's do 3 more each direction. You got it. 3, 2, last one, other side. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up to the top. Relax your hands by your sides. Roll through your shoulders. Bring them all the way up to your ears and then circle around and take them as far away from your ears as you can. Keep your right fingertips pressing down towards the ground. Bring your left hand up and then fall over to the side. Just feel that nice stretch. Take your chin in a position that's comfortable for your neck, so you should release all the strain out of the neck. Catch your breath. And then we'll go up and over to the other side. Good. And bring it back up to the top. Now scoot forward just a little bit. Heels are hip distance apart, feet are flat. Booty's pressing down into the ground, and then crown of your head is reaching up, so you've got that nice tall posture. Now cross your hands over your chest and relax your elbows in towards your torso. Open across the collarbones, shoulders relax down. Squeeze your belly button in towards your spine as much as you can, and then keep your torso like a plank. You've got a natural curve in your spine, that's fine, keep that there. And you're going to, with that plank motion, bring your torso over your thighs and then press back up to the top. Good. So you exhale forward, inhale to the top. The more you squeeze your elbows against your torso, the more room you're going to have to come forward. Now press your sitting bones down into the chair, squeeze that belly button toward the spine. Keep that torso nice and long. So even as the chest comes towards the thighs, you want to keep that belly button lifting away from the thighs. Shoulders are away from the ears. 2 more. Last one. To the top. Good. Keep your feet right where they are. Take your fingertips by your temples. Relax your elbows and your shoulders down. And then pull your elbows back a little bit so you're nice and wide across the chest. Root down through both sides of your hips. And then keeping your shoulders right over your hips, you're going to take your right elbow towards the screen, left elbow behind you, and you're going to turn and look to the left, back to the top. Other side, twist to the top. Now that belly button comes in toward the spine, and twist to the top. Good. If it's uncomfortable for you to turn and look the direction you're spinning, you can continue to look forward. Exhale as you twist. You'll find when you get rid of the air, that helps you twist a little further. Now think about pulling that elbow you're leading with behind you a little bit more, and that'll help you twist. Backs of both hips are rooted towards the chair. Last one on this side. Good. And now I want you to twist to your left. Twist a little further. Come back to where you originally were. To the front. Other side. Right. Further. Give it a little rest. To the front. Left. Further. Rest. Front. Good. Twist. Release. To the front. Twist. Further. Release. To the front. Are you still lengthening through the crown of your head? Shoulders relax down. Twist. Further. Release. To the front. Belly button in toward the spine. Release. To the front. Twist a little further. Reach to the front. Last time. Good. Relax your hands by your sides. Now cross your hands back over your chest and move forward on your chair. This time we're going to combine the twist and that fold we were doing. So you can take your elbows out wide a little bit here. Squeeze that belly button towards your spine. You've got the longest your spine has ever been with the natural curves. And then this time we're going to fold forward and take one elbow to the toward the outside of the opposite thigh. So it's going to look like this. To the top. Good. And then bring that elbow towards the outside of the thigh. To the top. Good. To the top. Remember, your chest is folding down towards your thigh, but your belly button is lifting away from the thigh. Now the hip you're turning away from stays completely still. It's going to want to follow you forward and over. We're going to get more work into our core the more we avoid letting our booty come up and rock side to side. Exhale forward. That gives us room to twist. Inhale to the top. And up. One more each direction. You got it. Squeeze. Twist a little further. Relax through your neck. To the top. Good. Now this one is going to be our last exercise, and then we'll stretch a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit of a kicker, but you'll be glad you did it. Remember that exercise we did where we touched our heels as we extended our legs and then touched our toes as we bent them? It's going to be a little bit like this, but we're going to alternate, so it's more of a bicycle movement. So you can take your hands all the way under your thighs if you'd like to, and then stretch your chest up, belly button toward the spine, and you might even lean back a little bit. And then you're going to take one foot in front of you, and then you're going to circle it back around as the other foot goes in front. Good, so like you're riding a bicycle. Now, even though you're leaning back a little bit, that belly button stays squeezing in towards your spine. The chin is relaxed, so there's no tension in the neck. The shoulders are relaxed. And you're breathing. Make sure you breathe. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more difficult, take your hands away and try and lift your legs up off of the chair a little bit more. You're going to really feel this not only in the core, but the tops of the legs, because you're resisting gravity big time. Now let's reverse. Go the opposite direction. I like to circle, 2, 3, big exhale, circle, 2, 3, big exhale. You've got 3 more. 2, 1, relax. Great job. Now if you want to stay with me, I'll walk you through a few stretches. So the first thing we're going to do is move our booty forward on the chair. Take our feet out in front of us and take the soles of the feet towards each other as the knees open up away from each other. So you're kind of like in a butterfly position. And then big inhale, let those knees fall open to the sides. Feel that opening through the inner thighs, through the hips. And then exhale, take those knees back in together. And then inhale, open it out. Exhale up to the top. Inhale, open it out. Exhale back up to the top. Now inhale, open it out. Stay here as you exhale. Good, and you might even want to come forward a little bit to feel more of a stretch. If that's comfortable for you, go for it. Just make sure your spine stays long. Just breathing naturally. Bring your knees back together, scoot your booty back. Take your left foot, take the heel down, toes pull back towards your shin. And then take your hands outside of your hips and just lean your chest forward. If you've got a kind of a sharp edge of the chair like I do, you might want to scoot forward a little bit so it doesn't dig into the back of your leg. Good. Just breathe here, long spine. Bring your chest back up, and then that foot that's extended in front, take your hands underneath that thigh, and you can either cross the ankle over the opposite shin, or if you've got more flexibility through the hip, you can take that foot up and set it on top of the opposite thigh. So you're kind of in a figure 4 position. Make sure this foot on top stays flexed, even if it's in front of the shin. And then everyone's going to fold their chest slightly forward. Good. Flexing that foot here protects the knee joint. You should feel this in the outside of that top hip. Bring it back up, set it down. All right, now your right foot comes in front. The toes pull back. Hands on the thigh of the bit knee. Stretch your chest forward and then relax down. You should feel this in the back of that extended leg. And if your leg doesn't extend all the way, it's no problem. I worry more about how it feels, and what it feels like is a good stretch. No strain, no pushing, pulling, forcing. I can't see what it looks like, so just make sure you're doing what feels good for your body. Bring it up nice and slow. And then that foot that's flexed stays flexed, and you either cross it over the shin, opening up that knee, or cross it on top of the thigh, keeping the foot flexed, relaxing the outside of the knee down. Stretch your chest forward and then relax over that thigh. Good. So the core being our center is so important for strengthening, lengthening, making sure we've got great integrity through those muscles because it affects everything we do. Set your feet back down. And then just like we started, hands on the thighs. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Think about making the front of your body as long as you can. Releasing through all those muscles in the front of the body, pressing the booty down behind you. You can even lift your chin up if that feels good. Big exhale, chin to chest, round. Draw your shoulders forward if that feels good. This direction, you want to feel like you're lengthening all the muscles around your spine. And then inhale, big, 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 stretch forward. Drop those shoulders down and back. Exhale, round. Until you can't blow out any more air. And then sit up nice and tall. Sit comfortably. Make sure there's no tension in your hips. You can take your feet wherever is comfortable. And then I want you to take one palm on either side of your rib cage. So you can really feel that midsection. Drop your shoulders and elbows down and close your eyes. Again, inhale through your nose and feel the air coming in towards your midsection, expanding those hands away from each other, drawing your rib cage open from east to west. Until you can't breathe in any more air, and then exhale out through your mouth. And feel those fingertips come back towards each other. And behind your palms, you're going to feel your core tighten a little bit. Good. And then inhale. Feel your midsection blow up like a balloon. All that oxygen getting in, going to the muscles you just worked. And then exhale, feel the tension release. You might even be able to sense the blood flow in your midsection. Open up your eyes. One last big inhale. I want you to still feel this in your midsection. And now with your last exhale, I want you to make a little bit of a sigh. Great job.